Okay, we're recording.
Okay, great. Well, welcome everyone. I am super excited. This is our Team Fuel call, and we are going to be focusing on Teamzy. And we have the privilege of having the creator of Teamzy, Eric Johnson, here with us tonight. And I've been using Teamzy for about 4 months now, and I have fallen in love with Teamzy. It's a CRM system, and Eric's going to tell us all about it. But I've also fallen in love with Eric's philosophy for relationship marketing and how he runs Teamzy and how he does business. And what I love is he has redefined sales as finding people's pain or need and filling it. And because he actually has a background in network marketing, he has found our pain and he has created a system around it. And so many of us do not like, or even hear from others, they don't want to be a salesman. And so he has created Teamzy, where teaches us how to create relationships and how to be in relationship with others and really just make people's day. And then all this, the icky feeling of the salesman goes away, because you really are just getting to know people, loving them where they're at, finding whether they have a pain or a need, and filling it. And so I'm not going to take any more time. I'm going to turn it right over to Eric. Thank you so much for doing this call for us. And I hope that everybody will just be fully engaged. Now, if you just are popping on, Eric said, be sure and turn your cameras on and make sure you're on mute. And Eric, take it away.
Thank you very much. That was a wonderful introduction. I'm muting everybody. You are now muted. However, if you feel the spirit move you and want to speak, you can just click on your microphone to speak again, okay? But I will keep you guys muted while I'm presenting. Okay, so I'm very excited to be with you guys today. My name's Eric Johnson, as Aaron said, creator of Teamzy, and we're going to have some fun. I'm going to cover a lot of content in a short amount of time. For some of you, it will feel like you're sipping water from a fire hose, and I apologize for that, but we are recording, so you can go back. But I want to make sure that I give you so much content you just kind of walk away going, wow, Aaron, I'm really glad I showed up for that call tonight. Okay, so here's what we're going to do first. I'm going to take you through first some training on relationship marketing. See, Teamzy is a CRM software system that helps you be super mega organized. It helps you do all of your income producing activities in less than 1 hour a day, okay? But it's based on a philosophy called relationship marketing that Aaron just mentioned as well. I'm going to teach you a little bit about the principles of relationship marketing. It's going to be good for you. Also, you'll know if this is the right system for you, if you want to do your business that way. Then I'll take you into Teamzy. I'll show you how to get it set up. It's actually quite easy to do. And then I'll take you through how you would crush a power hour, how you would connect with people, start conversations, have conversations, invite them to learn about your business, and how to follow up like a pro, all inside the system. You guys ready? Okay. Let's see here. And if you can't get your cameras on, that's okay. I'll forgive you. I'm a very forgiving person. Just do your best. That's all I can ask. Tell my kid, do your best. Trust God for the rest. All right, here we go. This is what I want to talk to you about first. How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Seriously, everyone, you should be able to do this business in less than 1 hour a day, okay? Who's excited about that concept? Okay, I'm going to show you. A little bit about my backstory for those of you guys who have never met me, which I think is most of you. I come from a background of consulting and coaching. I've been in the business 16 years helping people build their business. And so it's been something that I've helped, and it's always been about building a relationships-based business and developing the system of relationship marketing over years. I fell into network marketing by accident, probably like a lot of you guys. I found some products that I really loved. They helped me regain my health. Literally changed my life. Anyone like that? A few of those. And when I saw what an amazing opportunity network marketing was as a business, because I was used to coaching people who had a business that actually required investment of money, where you could get a business for basically nothing and build a huge business. I thought, what a great opportunity. So I started looking for the tools to help me leverage my time. See, one of the things I understood as a business coach was my time needs to be used very efficiently if I'm going to get the right things done. Make sense? So we found nothing. There was just nothing out there in this industry that was any good, that had any sort of elegance, that was based on relationships. We couldn't find anything, so we built Teamzy. That's kind of how Teamzy came to be. As Aaron said, we found a pain point and we filled it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about relationship marketing. What do I mean by relationship marketing? Most people, when they see this, think this means selling things to the people you know. Anybody thought that's what relationship marketing meant? I want you to know that's not what it is, and nor is it some sort of wishful thinking, just hugging on people and singing Kumbaya and hoping something happens. Okay? Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. This is a legitimate system. In fact, I will go even as far as saying in my 16 years of working with people with this, it's the most efficient and fastest way to build a business. It just happens to put its focus on relationships instead of sales. Okay, and I'll explain that as we go. But I want you guys to know it's a lead generation system. And the reason why you need that at the beginning of this conversation tonight is because I need you to have a mindset shift. See, your product, your business, hold on a second, my slides are broken again. This happens to me a lot. Just bear with me when this happens. Your business is not marketing these amazing products, tower gardens, things like that's not your business. Your business is lead generation. You're in the lead generation business, okay? So no matter how busy you get in a day, no matter how many new customers you bring into the business, if you're not doing activities that will generate new leads for you, you did not work on your business today. Does that make sense? And it's a mindset shift. That's why we work on the daily discipline of connecting with people. And I'll explain that as we go. All right, another principle about relationship marketing. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Okay, so just kind of review so far. Your job is to generate new leads so that you can develop and deepen relationships with them. That is your business in a nutshell. If I were to describe in 2 sentences a successful business, it's that. One that's meeting new people and developing and deepening relationships with them. It's really that simple, you guys. Now I'm going to teach you the system around that as we go. But what we do in relationship marketing is we turn our relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Okay, we turn our relationships into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Just really quick, I'm going to go off on a quick tangent about this. This business, this industry, probably even people that you guys know and respect, maybe upline people or corporate people in your company, traditionally teaches the old school approach, literally developed in the 1970s, of cold invite everybody you know, right? Awkwardly, some people you haven't talked to, just cold invite everybody you know, and some of those people will say yes, and you're in business, right? Some people call it the go for no philosophy. In other words, you're getting so many no's that it's like an encouragement to you that you're getting closer to a yes. But here's the problem with that approach, besides how icky you felt doing it, is that all those no's are now, those relationships are damaged. The trust is violated. Make sense? With relationship marketing, we still get people who aren't interested now, but every time we connect with them, that relationship is deepened. It's strengthened. So yes, we're finding the people who are interested now, but we're also creating an army of advocates, people that are so excited about our passion and what we're sharing that whether or not they join our team or become customers, they tell other people they should. It's so cool. All right, sorry, little tangent. Let me get back to my thing. My presentation, I guess, is the technical term. Here we go. All right, let's play this. So you guys got that. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. All right, here's the next one. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. Okay, if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. How many people have come across somebody in this business who's less than trustworthy? Yeah, unfortunately, it's around. Whether or not you have, other people have. And that is why your friends and your family and your contacts are skeptical and guarded when they find out you're doing network marketing, right? Because the trust has already been violated somewhere else. Relationship marketing depends on trust. The cool thing is trust makes the work fun. Trust makes the work fun. If they trust you just a tiny bit, you don't have to convince them. You don't have to sell them. You get right to helping them. Okay. Also, trust takes the ickiness away. No icky salesperson feeling when there's trust, right? You don't have to do that. Also, you get to go for yes. Instead of going for no, you're going for yes. Everybody eventually gets yes with this system. Okay, how to build trust. How do you build it? I'm going to give you the 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay? I'll go through them quickly and then I'll break them out for you guys. The first one is chemistry. Chemistry. Number 2 is character. Character. Number 3 is competence. Okay, competence. And number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. The 4 essential ingredients to build trust. Okay. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? This one's pretty easy, right? Basically, it's this. It's hard to do business with someone you don't like. True? Yeah, it's hard to do business with someone you don't like. So don't give people reasons not to like you. Make sense? Find what you have in common. Don't spend a lot of time. So many people right now, oh my gosh, I could do a whole training on what not to do on social media. So many people right now are focusing their energy on drawing lines on how they're different from other people. Just focus on where you can help people. What is it you have in common with them? Number 2. Number 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Please notice something about this definition. Character is not something you have, it's something you do. Okay, character is not something you have, it's something you do. We think it's something that we have intrinsically, so much so that if someone questions our character, we are offended, correct? If someone questions your character, I get offended too. So I'm not passing judgment on you for that. I do too, I'll admit it. But here's the point. You need to take a moment and say, wow, I must not be demonstrating my care to this person if they don't know my character. How would they know your character if you're not demonstrating it to them by your care? Make sense? Character is something you demonstrate. Okay, number 3 is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Hey, I've got some serious health issues. Can you help me with that? Do you know what you're doing? Let me see. Could anyone help me with that possibly? Yeah, hopefully. That means you're competent, right? You know about your products. You know about your business. And also, are you a business person? In other words, are you the person I trust to mentor me if I want to join the business? I need to know. Don't tell me, show me, right? Competence is demonstrating, again, something you do. Now, real quick, anybody new? Any new people on the call? Kind of new, new-ish? My kids would say noobs. I don't know if that's an insult or not, but I've heard them use it a lot, noobs. Look, here's the thing. If you're new, a lot of times people will tell you, you just fake it till you make it. Have you heard that? Anyone been told that before? Just fake it till you make it? Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't fake anything. You need to be real. You need to be authentic. Because anything you do, even a tiny little thing that can violate the trust in that relationship, will take many, many, many more times effort to repair. Okay? Plus, if you're talking about friends and family, they've seen you put both legs into the same pant leg. They don't believe you anyways, okay? So you don't need to fake it. If you're new, lean into the competence of your team. That's all. You just say, hey, I'm new, but literally, the most experienced people in the business are on my phone. I can text them anytime with a question. Let's go. I'll get the information you need. Oh, you want a training? We have the best team ever. They will plug in together. We'll be supported. We'll grow this business, okay? Lean into the competence of your team. I heard that the training for this team is so amazing they even bring in the Teamzy guy to train sometimes. I mean, that's good. You should start using that in your recruiting lunches, guys. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do in your business person. Okay, real quick, before I go to number 4, I want to give you the principle that underlies these 3, and that's this. When someone's going to do business with you, they only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Why do I tell you these questions? These are heart questions. They're not asked out loud. They're felt. True? You guys feel these too when you think about doing business with people. When you're getting objections in your business, what that means is these questions are not answered for that person. They don't know yet what the answer is. So this little side note, objections mean you need to work on the relationship more. You need to invest time, provide excellent service, and be consistent over time. Okay? Still overcome the objection, but you just got to know you still have some work to do. Okay, number 4 is consistency. Consistency. You guys knew I was going to talk about consistency, right? Okay. Parents, who's got kids? Most people? That's good. How important is being consistent to earn trust with your children? Would you say it's important? Yeah, consistency is probably the most important thing to build trust with anybody. It's so important. This is a principle that I love on this one. If I can get my thing to work, hold on. If I talk too long, for some reason, my button stops working. Principle. We got close. I got so close to getting it to work. Maybe I just need to plug in my trackpad. Let me try that. Hold on, let's try it again. There we go. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. I love this principle because basically being consistent builds trust, yes, but it also draws people to you. It's like a double benefit. How many of you guys have ever been told that what you're doing on social media or what you're doing in your life is inspiring to somebody else? Have anyone ever been told you're inspiring and you wonder, okay, I mean, I feel like I'm doing better, but really I'm an inspiration to you? Well, that's kind of cool. The reason why you're an inspiration to somebody else is because they see you being consistent. That consistency feels so far away and hard to them that they respect it. And incidentally, they want to be near you. They want to be near you, what you're doing, because it's so inspiring. Make sense? People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. Okay, real quick. By the way, I want to tell you where I got this from one of my favorite books. This is what it looks like if you can see me on your screen tiny. It's called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion. Guys, you need to read that book. If you haven't already, put it on your list. Influence, Psychology of Persuasion. I highly recommend it. You can't go through a training with me without getting at least one book recommendation. You might get more, but you got at least one. Read that book. Okay. So let me ask you guys, as one of my mentors used to say, Zig Ziglar. How many of you guys have read or seen or met Zig Ziglar? Anyone? Yeah, pretty cool. He used to say it's time for a checkup from the neck up. So how many of you guys are really good at posting consistently on social media about your journey, about your business, things like that? Anyone? How about using the products? Consistently product the products? Got any of those? Okay, great. So the real question is this: are you consistent with your relationships? Are you consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent about staying in touch with people as you are about using your products or posting on social media? And I think one of the things that's kind of crazy right now, social media is the most amazing innovation for connecting people that's ever been conceived. At the same time, sometimes we hide behind it and we don't actually connect with people very much. Make sense? So this is a tool I'm going to show you guys tonight. You're going to leverage it big time to do something that people aren't doing, which is actually connecting with other people. Okay. Hold on, my slide stopped again. Just hang in there with me. So here's the principle I want you to know, which is people won't believe you till they see you. People won't believe you till they see you. If you post on social media, oh my gosh, life is amazing, you should check out this new business opportunity I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. People are watching it like it's a TV show. They think it's really cool what you're doing. A lot of people are watching. They're not saying sign me up because they don't think you're actually inviting them. Why would they? They haven't heard from you since high school. Why would they think you're talking directly to them? Does that make sense? So people think what you're doing is cool, but if you want to get them engaged, you have to engage with them. Relationship building is a contact sport, which means you have to be in regular contact with people if you want a relationship with them. And I know your time is scarce, and I'm going to show you literally how to do it in no time at all. Okay. Right when I'm getting to my best principle, my slide stops. Here we go. This is the principle of the night. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. I'm almost done. We're going to jump into Teamsy, but there's a couple of things I want to talk to you guys about this real quick. Has this been helpful so far, even though we haven't looked at the app yet? Okay, great. Real quick, how many of you have ever seen, or not received, but how many of you ever received a great card from somebody that you care about? Like, like for a birthday or anniversary or something, a card that had a personal message written in it, something that was very emotionally moving. Have you guys ever gotten something like that? And when you get a great card like that, isn't it, and you read it and you get that emotional impact. I'm a baby, so I'll have the watery eyes and all thing. Are you able to just crumble it up and throw it away at that point? How many of you guys are able to throw away a card like that? You just toss it in the trash like, oh, that was nice. Okay, just by show of hands, it's okay if you do. It's no big deal. How many of you guys find that hard to do? In fact, you've got somewhere a drawer or a box jammed up with cards that you just can't part with. That's just about everybody. Did you know that most people do that, by the way? You're normal. Actually, when people pass away, the thing that is most treasured are usually the letters and cards that are found by their family. Is that true? How many of you guys might even have a few of those from somebody that you cherish? Yeah. My wife wrote me this is a little side. My wife wrote me an especially beautiful card about 7 years ago, and I keep it in my Bible because I know it's the first place, if anything happens to me, my kids will find it. Plus, I like seeing it there every once in a while. Most people are like this. Now, quick question. How many of you have ever received one of these? This is a happy birthday postcard that I got in the mail recently. See, it's a postcard. It's from my insurance sales guy. You guys have insurance? Does your insurance sales guy send you a happy birthday postcard? You need to upgrade because this is like the Rolls Royce treatment right here. Okay, so look, it's not personal. There's handwriting, but it's just printed. So real quick, you guys have received these from dentists, insurance. Yeah. Does this go in the special place with those other special cards? You throw this away, right? No problem. This goes right in the trash. This has no value. It's easy to throw away. What's the difference? It says, wish you the best. This took no time. This required no time, and it has no value. Do you see the difference? Investing time and connecting with people is how you deepen relationships. The card that somebody wrote you was an investment of time, their most precious resource. Undivided attention. Can you play with Facebook while writing somebody a beautiful card? No. And they're treasured. They're treasured forever. In fact, you guys, this is a fun thing. After the call tonight, go dig through that special drawer, pull one out of the middle and read it, and tell me if you don't still get affected emotionally by that card that might be years old. But I guarantee you, this is not going to give you an emotional response 10 years from now. Make sense? You got to connect with people. You got to invest some time. That's the value of a relationship. Now, I'm not telling you have to write letters to everybody, though there is a time and a place for writing a great card to somebody because they will keep it forever, okay? But I am talking about reaching out one-on-one and connecting with people, person to person, not just doing it publicly on a Facebook wall or something like that, but connecting with people. Make sense? That is how we deepen relationships, and that is how we make people's day. I'm going to talk to you guys about the Make Someone's Day mindset, which is where we live in Teamsy, is the Make Someone's Day mindset. People are so rarely connected with by other people that when you do it, it's a big deal. Cool? Okay, real quick, let me jump back in. I think I have one more slide. Then I need to, can you guys hear the kids having a great time at the pool? Do you guys hear that? All right, I'm going to shut the window in a second. I try to ignore it. Okay, so just a couple things before we jump into Teamsy. You guys have the philosophy. I'm explaining to you the heart of this system, but you got to have more than just the philosophy. You need a system, a way to stay in touch with all your relationships, okay? You need a way, and it can't be like a pad of paper and a spreadsheet, something you can't manage. It has to be something that works for you and tells you when to contact them automatically, so you're not spending all day planning. Also, know what to say, so you don't get stuck trying to think of the perfect message and actually not reach out to anyone. Also, you need a way to know that nobody's falling through the cracks. Okay, makes sense? So you got to have the right heart, but then you need a system to follow daily to do it so that it's watertight. All right, let me show you the system. It's Teamsy, obviously, in case you didn't get that. Let me shut my window. I almost got it all the way. There we go. That's better. Quieter. All right. It's summer. What do you want? Everybody's having a blast outside. Okay, here we go. Let's do Teamsy. Where are you, Teamsy? I tend to have about 60 windows open on my computer at all times. All right, here's Teamsy. We're looking at it right now. Here's the dashboard. For those of you guys who haven't seen it, I'll show you the dashboard real quick and then we'll set this thing up. A couple things. When you first pop in here, the first thing you'll see are today's activities. These are the goals for today. And we'll set those up in a second and I'll show you how to do that. But my goals right now is to connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 of my distributors. Okay, that's my goal for the day. Plus I want to invite 3 people to learn about the business and I want to add a couple people to my list. That's my daily goal, okay? And this is fun because once you set this, these circles will fill as you do your activities and it will tell you how close you are to your daily goal. Okay. Daily goals are important because we're going to take your income goal, which is your big goal, and we're going to help you focus in on what to do each day. You keep your focus small so you can grow your business big. All right. The power hour is where we're going to do our power hour. And I'll show you how when we set this up, it's going to be pretty cool. Your power hour has 2 sides. The left side are your lists and the right side is where you log your activities. This tells you who's up next to connect with. You've got your prospects list. You've got your customers list, and you've got your distributors list, and then you have your follow-ups list. Now, what's cool about this is each list only gives you 5 names at a time on purpose, so you can't get overwhelmed, and so you can stay focused on who's up next. If you follow the system, it just tells you who to connect with next. You don't never have to think, okay? And then you log your activity here. I'll show you that in a second, but let's get it set up. First off, I want you guys to know this. You can get a 30-day free trial of Teamsy. Free, 30 days free, full access. We don't ask for anything. No credit card, nothing, okay? We want you to use it for 30 days for free so you can fall in love, okay? You go to teamsy.com and hit start trial. That's it. So make sure if you guys aren't on a free trial, go start a free trial, okay? Once you drop into your free trial, we have a setup wizard that automatically launches to help you set up Teamsy, okay? The setup wizard's right here up in this top right corner menu. I'm gonna launch it to show you what it looks like. We'll go through it real quick. Okay, so we're going to do the setup wizard. Next, there's 3 things we'll do. We'll create an income goal. We're going to create a powerful why, and we're going to get all your contacts into Teamsy. Cool? All right, let's do it. Income goal. There's an empty box here when you get here, and we want you to put a number in. This is the income level you want to be at 12 months from now. Okay? What is the income level you want to be at 12 months from now? I put $150,000 in mine. That's like an annual income amount that I'd like to be at that level 12 months from now. Make sense? Okay. So whatever your number is, put it in there and then hit continue. So what Teamsy's now done is it's crunched the numbers for me in the background and it's telling me that if I want to get to $150,000 level in 12 months, then I need to get out there and connect with 4,348 people per take. Is that a lot? How many of you think that's a lot? Yeah, it's a lot. How many of you think that that is appropriate to make 150 grand your first year, to do a lot of work? Yeah. How many of you would be surprised if I told you this is 15 to 30 minutes a day of work? Well, let me show you. If you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? 1 bite at a time. The next page breaks it down for us. Takes that big number and it splits it into prospects, customers, and distributors. And then it breaks it down weekly, daily to my daily goal. My daily goal is to connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors on my team. That's my daily goal, 19 people. 15, 20 minutes working Teamsy. I'll show you how in a minute. Now, if you're new and you have no distributors, great. Then take that 4 and add it to your prospects number. Make sense? These are just the suggested numbers. You can edit these. I'm going to actually change this to 10 because I like it to add up to an even 20. I'm just a little OCD like that. So these are connects. Connect with prospects, connect with customers, connect with the distributors. A connect is just reaching out to make somebody's day. That's it. We're not trying to sell them, recruit them, or anything. Nothing. We're just reaching out to make somebody's day. It's just to connect person to person, okay? To make someone's day mindset. And we hope that they'll respond and we can have a conversation. Make sense? Okay, an invite, see my goal is 3 invites a day. An invite is where somebody's shown me some interest in that conversation, and now I'm going to invite them to learn about my business. I'm going to invite them to try a product. I'm going to invite them to an event or a three-way call or a virtual event. Make sense? Those are my invites. Ads, these are new people that I'm putting on my list every day. I'm just always putting new people on my list. Get in the habit of adding fresh water to your business every day. Make sense? Okay. When those numbers are the way you want them, click continue. That will set the dashboard goals to your goals based on your income. Each of you will have your own custom goal. Okay. Next step is finding your why. Finding your why. Okay. How many of you have been told that you need to know your why? And is that a familiar concept? How many of you would say you do have a written why statement? A couple of you. I know I see a couple people are in boot camp right now. I see Tanner isn't over there. That's from boot camp. So we're actually doing that right now in boot camp. We're doing why. We're focusing on my why this week. Okay, this is huge. I'm going to give you guys a statistic. Many of you probably know, but it's sobering every time I say it. 1 out of 2 people in this business will quit their first year. 1 out of 2 people will quit their first year. You guys know, like if you have a goal for distributors that you want to sign up in your business, you need to double it because 1 out of 2 will quit. And the sad truth is some of the people on this call are probably going to quit. And there's nothing, look, I'm not passing judgment on you guys. This is the way we are as human beings. We are designed to quit. It's a survival thing. It's like we've got to, things are hard. We need to go the other way. We're like water. We take the path of least resistance. However, there are exceptions. There are times in each of our lives where we have stood in the face of adversity and we have excelled. And we have realized a little piece of that potential that God put in us to be awesome. And there was one reason why you were able to do it. And that's because you knew the reason why you must do it. And if you don't have a why, if you don't know why you're doing this business, you'll quit. Okay? Now, here's the cool thing. I'm going to spend a couple minutes on this because I feel like it's so important, right? You don't need to do this to use my software, but if you're going to quit the business anyways, then you won't be my customer, right? So I'm going to take a minute just to take you through this process. People think that this is some sort of hard, weird, hippy-dippy thing you got to go to Sedona and get in a sweat lodge to figure out, right? And get to know your inner child and look, I am making fun, but my point is you don't need to do that to know your why. You already know it. It's in your heart. The process is to pull it out so that you can think about it consciously and you can rewire your subconscious mind to actually help you achieve it. Does this make sense? Okay, so I'm going to take you through, in Team Z, we've built this out. We basically boiled down lots of books and classes and stuff to 5 questions. 5 questions to help you think about the why you already know so that you can create a statement that you can look at every day. Make sense? Now I'm going to take you through my personal story as an example. Obviously, your story is different. If your story is the same as mine, we should know each other because that's pretty amazing. Hold on, let me move your faces over there. Okay, great. All right, so let's do this. First question, why did you become a distributor? And by the way, you can use this tool to lead your team through the same process. If they won't give you a my why statement in their first few months, you should move on to the next person because they'll probably quit. In my case, I signed up to be a distributor because I had lost 60 pounds in 90 days. So you can imagine I looked different. And people were constantly asking me what was I doing? And I would tell them. My wife finally said, you should go be a distributor because you're sending them tons of business and you should be getting that business. So I did. I didn't have a deep why. I didn't have a motivation to change the industry and bring heart and love into this business like I do now. I just was like, okay, sure, I'll sign up. Next question, what do you hope to accomplish? In my case, I wanted to make $500 a month extra money. Anyone relate to $500 a month extra money? Yeah, I just wanted to make $500 a month extra money. Next question, why is that important to you? For me, I wanted to save it. I wanted to put the money in the bank. Now, just so you guys understand the context of that desire, at the point where I was going through this process, which by the way, just so you know, was exactly 3 years ago, July. It blows my mind to think about this. I had not saved a penny in almost 7 years. Nothing in the savings account, zero. I think maybe we had $500 in the savings account, so it wouldn't close, and that was it. And the reason why is the recession happened. Hello, did anybody get knocked out by that recession that we had at the end of 2008? So my business was, as a business coach, mostly real estate people is who I worked with. And which I thought was the best choice ever, because that business constantly grew and then it disappeared overnight. It was really scary. I lost my job, as did most everybody I knew. And, it was a tough time. We made it through. By God's good grace, we made it through the recession, my family intact. I found work. I bluffed my way into a different job and we made it. But we used our savings and we stopped saving. After the recession, when the business came back to life, I was able to go back into that business again at a higher level, but still was not able to save. We were just going paycheck to paycheck like so many people do, which is a terrifying situation, right? You guys relate to that? It's terrifying because when you're paycheck to paycheck, if anything goes wrong, everything's gone. So along came the network marketing opportunity, and I thought, wow, if I could put $500 a month in the bank, that would feel great. You guys relate? So if you have somebody that says, well, I'd like to make a couple $100 a month, find out why. Why do they give you the number $275 a month or some random number? Figure out what it is about them that they're thinking about. Next question, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? My first thought was, if I could save money long enough, we could buy a new home. See, I've been dreaming about buying a new home for my family. We had long outgrown our home. Everybody was sharing rooms. We had people everywhere. In fact, I dreamed about leaving my career job and coming home to build my business, but I didn't know where I would do it because there was no place to put an office. There was no place where I could work. And so I thought, wow, if I could buy a new home, that would be amazing. You guys, 5 minutes in, I've gone from, okay, sign me up, I guess, to, wow, I'm thinking about a new home and it's getting me excited about the business. Make sense? Next question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Okay. How many of you guys think buying a new home is a meaningful goal? Okay, good. Well, that's nice. You guys are nicer to me than I was, because when I thought about it, I was like, I don't know if that's meaningful. I think it's probably just materialistic, right? Wanting a bigger house. But as I really started thinking about where that came from, this was kind of my aha moment. It wasn't necessarily the house that I needed. The house was symbolic of my family. Does that make sense? And it wasn't that there was anything wrong with my house. It was that my family, I wasn't part of it. I just wasn't present. My kids were growing up and I was completely missing it. I was at work constantly. I'd get up in the morning, my kids would still be in bed when I kissed them goodbye for the day. I'd go work, doing what I always thought was the thing I was supposed to be doing, which was providing a life for my family financially. But I would get home at night and they would already have had supper without me. I'd put them to bed. And that was my relationship with my kids. Good morning and good night. And I remember at the time, my 5-year-old was constantly getting my name wrong. Now, that's what parents are supposed to do with their kids, right? How many of you guys have 3 or more kids and struggle getting the names right? That's our job. Our kids should be able to keep daddy straight. But my kid was constantly calling me the wrong name. And I didn't blame him. I wasn't around. And I couldn't figure out how to be around. Because I knew I needed to go out and earn. So how could I be part of this? And that's what was frustrating me so much. And I have to tell you guys that when I started my why process, I was really proud of my career. I loved my job. I thought it was great. I loved the status that came with it. And yet I had to face the reality that here I was at the top of my game and I couldn't save any money. And I couldn't afford to move into a new home for my family, that we were completely stuck and would be stuck forever, basically. The only way that people get out of that rut where I live, because I live in Southern California, is they move someplace less expensive, and for a couple of years they're doing better, right? So then I looked over at this network marketing opportunity and I said, wow, the truth is the sky's the limit with this, isn't it? And there's no limit. There's no salary cap. There's no spot where you stop growing. I started looking at this and I thought, wow, it's not the house that I need. It's a new life with my family. My career is actually not going to ever get me there, but this could. And a switch flipped in my head. 5 minutes ago, network marketing was going to be extra money. Now I started looking at my 6-figure income salary as extra money. See, these turkeys were going to pay me in excess of 6 figures so I could build my network marketing business. What kind of great deal is that? Right? And I started thinking about my business as my primary thing. It was a switch that flipped in my head and it changed everything. How many of you guys have a job that pays you to do the job in addition to your business? Anyone have jobs? Cool. That's a gift. Somebody is paying you a job to take care of your needs while you build your business. That's awesome. Cool. Right? So I created my first why statement from this process. And I'm going to read it to you guys. It's the sample text in Teams. You guys all see it in their sample text. You're going to write yours over it. But this was the actual word for word why statement that I wrote going through this process myself 3 years ago. Now, I'm going to read it to you guys, and then I just want to share a couple things that happened. How am I doing on time? Okay. All right. We're still in setup. It's okay, though. Is this good stuff? Do you guys like this stuff? Okay. I'm going to go through it. So, that's not actually my why statement. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of that gibberish. All right, so this is the why statement I wrote just 3 years ago: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family, and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. Simple, 3 sentences. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. Not only money, but worried about losing my job. By the way, I've been laid off twice by the same company. And I wanted to be with my family. I wrote this down, and this was, by the way, whatever you write in this last box, when you click continue, it saves to your dashboard. You can read it every day on Teams, even when you do your power hour. It's powerful. When you create a my why statement, it convicts you. It convicts you. How many of you guys sometimes feel like not doing anything with your, like, I don't feel like it today? Or I connected with a bunch of people on Tuesday. I'm good today. You guys ever get that feeling? You don't have to put your hands up because, if you're just being shy. All of you get that way. We all do it, by the way. I used to talk about my why and go, hey, I have a TeamZ customer who the roof got torn off by a tornado last year. That was true. We had somebody in boot camp last boot camp. A wildfire came through her ranch, and she couldn't do her power hour one day because she was out trying to release her horses to save them from the fire. These things happen. But look, those things happen to everybody. We have sicknesses, illnesses, all kinds of stuff happens. But it's that little, maybe I just don't feel like doing it today, that really kills you. And you need to understand why you're in the game. For me, once I looked at that my why, it's like, I'm going to show you how TeamZ will help you do it in less than 30 minutes. So now it's a decision between, will I spend 30 minutes to earn that my why? Or will I skip it and stay stuck where I am? Let me just tell you, there are so many times when you're like, oh, dang it. I just got to suck it up and do this because I am not going to stay where I am. I'm just going to get it done. And so having this my why, it helps you persist through those moments. Look, I always talk to my boot campers about the 3 biggest threats to your business are procrastination, boredom, and a lack of visible results. I see some good note takers, so let me say it again. Procrastination, boredom, and a lack of visible results. Those are the things that kill your business. The my why helps you through all of that. Make sense? Now, just a little side note. When I wrote my why, I told my wife, one of the first things I did, things became very clear to me. I needed a place to work. We had nowhere to go, and I had very little money. I told you I had no savings. I went to Home Depot and I bought one of those sheds. How many of you guys, Aaron, do you know the story about my shed? So I went and I bought a shed at Home Depot, the ones that are out front. You buy them to put your lawnmower in. I bought one of those. I had it dropped in my backyard on the dirt because where I used to have grass, we now had dirt because we had a really bad drought in California. So you got paid to kill your grass. And I ran an extension cord out there and I started building my business, put a Mac out there. I mean, it was hot. You guys have no idea how hot it was in the summer. Look, I have a picture I'll show you guys. My kids called it the shed quarters. Wait a second. Hold on a second. Let me open it down here and maybe Zoom's not seeing it. There it is. Here I am with one of my business partners, Mike Lopez, in my shed quarters. Is that cool? And the whiteboard in the background was like shower board. You buy it at Home Depot for $12 a sheet. They put tile on it, and it's a whiteboard material. By the way, if you need a cheap whiteboard, that's how you do it. And you can see in the background an idea for a new business called Teamzy was starting to spur in that photo, which is pretty cool. 3 years ago, bought a shed, went for it, you guys, because of the My Why. Within 3 months, I had left my job and I was home full time. Some amazing, brilliant stroke of luck, providence, whatever you want to call it, I was laid off. I was laid off 2 days before I was going to put in my resignation. Is that amazing? How many of you guys think it would be better to have put in your resignation? No, it's called severance. Not only did they pay me to build my business, they actually gave me seed money. God bless them. So happy for them. Okay. It's all good. You got to look at things in your life as blessings, right? All right, let's get back in here. We got a couple more things to set up, and then we're going to crush a power hour together. I'm going to speed this up because I know I'm getting behind. Don't skip the My Why, because you will most likely leave the business if you do it. Make sense? Okay, so whatever you type in this box, the last box is the one that matters. When you click continue, it saves it to the dashboard of Teamzy. Last step, we're going to get your contacts into Teamzy. One place, organized, okay? No more playing with pads of paper that you can't find, shoe boxes full of sticky notes, spreadsheets you have never updated. Am I feeling anybody right now? Yeah. Get them all in one place, organized. Now, what you're going to do, if you've already been building a business and you've got a team, you're going to go get out of your back office. You're going to get your team imported into Teamzy. There's a video here that helps you do it, okay? For those of you who don't like watching video, if you go to the Help Center in Teamzy, there's a step-by-step written out instructions. Also, your customers, get your Juice Plus customers in there, okay? Next, you'll get your Facebook friends. There's little videos to help you with all this. Your Facebook friends imported into Teamzy. That's a good start. Anywhere else you have contacts, you can bring them into Teamzy as well, okay? Get everybody in here, one place. Now, once you've got everything imported, now a couple things here for those of you guys who are really intimidated by doing, I'm going to skip this widget and show you. If you're intimidated by tech stuff, we've got a help center here with all kinds of help, videos, FAQs, instructions, okay? Everything you need. But even if that's too much, just click this little help button at the bottom, send us a message. We can even, we'll even get somebody to do a one-on-one walkthrough with you, okay? If you need us to hold your hand through that whole process, we can do that for you. Do not let your fear of technology get in the way of implementing this tool. This will be a game changer for you. Make sense? Okay, last thing we're gonna do before we crush our power hour is we need to rank our relationships. We need to rank our relationships. Let me show you how to do that. I'm gonna pop over to the team page on my left nav right here. The team page is like your CRM. This is where all your contacts live. They're in here all the time. It's like your virtual Rolodex, okay? Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna toggle over this little menu here with these 3 dots and click on rank mode. Now this will automatically happen for you when you do a bulk import, but that's how you manually do it. Rank mode sets it up so that I can see everybody's 5-star ranking, right? We rank people on a 5-star scale just like a Netflix or Amazon or whatever. 5 stars is awesome. 1 star is, oh, I'm too nice to say that. Not awesome, okay? And the reason we do this, doing it is easy, by the way. You just scroll down your list and you just click them wherever you want them. Everybody starts as a 3-star to make it easy. Most people will stay 3 stars, but you're looking for people who are 4 and 5 stars primarily so you can rank them up, and you just do it by clicking on their names as you go. Okay, you just go down your list real quick, boom, click, however you want to do it. Make sense? This is an important part because if you want to prioritize your time, first you must prioritize your relationships. Make sense? You need to spend more time with the best people. Spend more time with the best people. Okay, so how does this work? A 5-star person, guys, is somebody most likely to become a customer or a distributor, or they're an existing customer distributor that's a rock star, or they're just your favorite people. 5-star people you'll talk to the most. They come up next on your list to connect every 30 days. 4 stars, they show up a little bit less. They show up every 60 days. Okay, there's somebody that's likely to become a customer distributor with a little bit of nurturing, right? Or maybe they're just your team members that are solid. You can talk to them every 60 days. 3 stars could go either way. They show up every 90 days. You guys see how this works? 2 stars show up every 120 days. The stars are really important because once you've set the rankings in place, you never have to plan your power hour, ever. No planning. ever. You just turn on Teamsy and it says, here's who's up next today. Go connect. It keeps you in touch with everybody and it keeps you from overdoing it at the same time. And it also eliminates your natural propensity to talk to the same 25 people over and over and over your whole life and wonder why your business doesn't grow. Come on, you know you do it. Okay. Once you've got the ranking done, you don't have to save or anything. It auto saves. You jump over to the dashboard and get ready to crush a power hour. You guys ready to do this? Okay, great. Let's do it real quick. Let me show you how to do this. It's super easy. Now, I'm going to use Facebook to send my messages. I've got it open right up here in another tab. Okay. So for communicating with people, Facebook is the best. Facebook Messenger has the best response rate of anything by far. It's about 100 times better than email, and it's about 10 times better than calling someone on the phone. Just so you know. So I always demonstrate Facebook Messenger. You can communicate with somebody in any way that you want and log it in Teamsy. Okay? But I always teach Facebook Messenger, and if they're not on Facebook, I would text them. Those are my two preferred communication styles. Okay. So the first person on my list, start with your prospects first, work left to right. First person on my list is Jay. I'm going to connect with Jay. I'm going to send her a message just to make her day message. Now, if you get stuck trying to figure out what to say, I want you to know that I have put all of my best scripts into Teamsy for you. Now, I'm not trying to do cheesy sales scripts or script your conversations. They're just to help you get started. Okay, just to help you get started. So right here, I'm going to click on the scripts button, Facebook. And I'm just going to grab one of these connect messages. Here's number one. Here's the message if you can't see it on your screen. It says, hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Simple. By the way, this is my workhorse script. This is my favorite script. I've personally sent this thousands of times. And I think I have to have the guys actually pull me a report on how many times this script has been used in Teamsy. But I bet it'd be over 1 million times. It works. The response rate's great on it. Okay, so look, I'm going to click copy script. All right, I'm just going to paste it in here so I can edit it. Obviously, her name's not Jane, so I need to change the name. Oops, I don't need a capital. Well, I must have cap locks on. Yep, I do. Boom, there it is. Hi, Jay, just stopped by to say hello. Hope your day's awesome. I'm going to add an emoticon. I love emoticons. Let's do something fun. Just a smiley face, great. Okay, you get the idea? Now it's all ready to go. I'm going to send it to Facebook. Now, I need to actually send this in Facebook, so I'm going to copy it and send it in Facebook. You can do the editing in Facebook itself, but somebody pointed out to me about 6 months ago that if I do it inside Teamsy first, I won't accidentally send the wrong name to somebody, and I thought that was pretty brilliant, so I started doing it that way. So look, I'm going to click on Facebook. We're going to look up Jay. There she is, and I'm going to send her the message. Oops, wrong button. Send message. Okay. There it is, ready to go. Send. Done. Message sent. Toggle back over to Teamsy. Let's finish logging this by clicking the big blue log connect button. So now Teamsy told me who to connect with, helped me with what to say. I sent the message and now I've logged it. I'm done. Next person is Aaron. Oh, this is great. Aaron, you're in here. Look at this. So now we're going to send Aaron the same message. Now wait, look what I can do is I'm going to paste it right in there. It's still on my clipboard. Change the name. I'm just going to use the same script. Why not? Let's be efficient. Change the name. Great. Boom. Here we go. Send it to Aaron. I just look her up. Only takes a second. You have to send messages. Oh, there she is. I didn't put enough ends. You have to send messages through Facebook because Facebook will not allow other apps to use it that way because they're very important, right? I don't want to unfriend you. I want to send you a message. Here we go. See how easy this is, you guys? Do you see how I could do 10 of these in 10 minutes? Once you get going. So let's finish logging this one. Boom. Next person's Jamie. I could do the same thing. I could send Jamie the same message. She'd probably laugh and go, Eric must be doing a training. Does anyone, do you guys know Jamie? I don't know if you knew her. Okay. So great. So I could go through and I could keep going down my list. Next person, next person, next person until I get to 10. You notice that there's 2 up there and that circle's filling in? When I get to my goal, that circle will be completely filled and then I'll move over to the next list, which is customers. Okay. I'm going to connect with my customers the same way. By the way, connecting with customers is just as important as connecting with prospects. You got to be in touch with your customers. First of all, if you are in regular contact with your customers, they will order more products. Do you guys know this truth? How many of you guys knew that? If you are in regular touch with your customers, they will order more products. They will stay on their recurring monthly orders longer. If you ask me what's the number one thing my team can do to increase our team volume this month, I would say get them using Teamzy and get them talking to customers. I have seen teams do a 30-day Teamzy challenge and grow team volume 30% in 1 month. Isn't that amazing? Why? You're the same person. It's just because you don't have a system right now that's helping you stay in touch. The same thing is important now. They will order more. The other thing is this. How many of you guys would like some new customers? Would anyone like some new customers? If you knew where to find that new customer right now, you probably wouldn't be on this call, right? So I'm going to tell you, but don't jump off. Just finish the call. Your current customers are the best source for new customers, period. The best source for new customers is a current customer. That's why you need to be in touch with them. Guys, show of hands, who has a customer, at least one, who's getting amazing results from the product? Yeah? Okay. What happens when you have a product that you love that's giving you amazing results? What do? We talk about it, right? I will submit to you guys that your customer or customers have already lined up people who are ready to buy. They're ready right now. Do you know 87% of purchases in North America are made because of personal recommendation? They're ready to buy right now. Do you know who they are, and are you ready to take their order? You got to be in touch with your customers, and you need to get introduced. You need to be getting introduced to the people they're talking to so you can help them. Okay, this is a whole other training I don't have time to get into, but that's another reason to be in touch with your customers. Make sense? Got to do it. All right, so let's do it. We do it the same way. Where are you? Where's Teamzy? I have too many screens open. There we go. Teamzy used to be purple, and I could find it faster when it was purple. Here we go. So Lusa's up next. I'm going to go to scripts. By the way, Teamzy knows that we're on customers. It gives me different scripts. Okay, here's a good one. Jane, you're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on. Fill in the blank. Don't send it as blank, right? Here's another one. Hi, John. How are you enjoying the products? Boom. Look, I'll use this one. Her name's Lusa. Okay, this is kind of funny because I grew up in New Hampshire. Anybody from New England? Anyone? No? Well, when you hear the word Lusa, it makes you laugh because that's how you say loser in New Hampshire, right? Hey, Lusa. All right, anyways, just kidding. She's not a real person, so I'm not making fun of somebody. This is a fake name. How are you enjoying your tower garden? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Simple. Don't overthink it. Okay? I can't even tell you how many times people are like, oh, I just customized your script a little, and it's like a paragraph. Just keep it simple. Look, I'll send this to her the same way. Boom, staying in touch with my customers. Whoever's up next, send the messages. When you hit your goal for customers, you move to distributors. Start connecting with your distributors. Is there anything I do to make your day today? Hey, Penny, how's everything going? Oh, I wanted to tell you I'm proud of you. I saw you ranked up. Or you were in that free vacation. Amazing. Whatever. We call it Teamzy for a reason. It's about staying in touch with your team first. Having a relationship with your teammates. By the way, guys, I know like having a Facebook page for your team is great. Doing Zooms is great, but it's not the same as hearing from you one-on-one. As the leader, you need to be in contact with the people on your team. It means the world to them. They've done so many different studies on what makes people productive in their work and in business. And the thing that doesn't make people productive is more money. The two things that make people stick and be productive more than anything else are status. Juice Plus does a pretty good job with that, right? And personal connection. You want your team to grow, you got to be personally connected to them. Does that make sense? That personal connection, the growth and status, and what we're teaching now, that will create income. But the income is not the primary motivator. It is the primary motivator when you have no dinner on the table tonight. But once you get there, then it's no longer the primary motivator. You got to go deeper. Does that make sense? Okay, prospects, customers, distributors. Do you guys see how we could do this the goal of 20 connects in 20 minutes? How many of you guys see how easy that could be? Great. The last step is follow-ups. Follow-ups. You'll get here and you'll find you don't have anybody in follow-ups because they're not automatic like the other lists. You have to put people on your follow-ups list. So how does it work? Let me just give you an example. First of all, pro tip for you, when you're sending connect messages, don't respond until you're finished. Okay? If you start having a conversation, you'll never finish your outgoing messages. Make sense? So get everything done before you start responding to the people who are coming back to you with responses. So now I messaged Erin, just, hey, make your day type thing. How are you? Hope you're doing awesome. She says, oh my gosh, great to hear from you, Eric. How are you? It's been forever. You haven't talked to me in 20 years, you big jerk. No, she doesn't say all that. She just says, hey, great to connect. Now I'm going to hopefully have a conversation with her. I'm going to ask her questions. I'm going to try to get caught up. That's it. How would you have a conversation with somebody if you ran into them in the supermarket and you hadn't seen them in 10 years? That's what you're going to do. Okay? Ask questions. People always message me and say, Eric, I don't know what to do. This conversation stalled out. I said, how are you? And they said, good. Now what do I say? Look, I'm going to give you guys my secret sauce question. You ready? Oh, it's so deep. I would just say, what have you been up to? Send me an update. Send me an update. What have you been up to? Send me an update. That's my secret sauce right there. When your conversation ends, what have you been up to? Send me an update. They're not going to say good. They're going to say, oh, well, we just, we've been busy. The kids have been playing soccer and we're doing this and blah, blah, blah. They're going to give you a whole bunch of stuff that you can talk about. Make sense? Have conversations with people. Now, why do we have conversations with people? Is it so that you can push your business on them at the first opportunity? How many of you guys think I'm going to teach you that? Heck no. The second you do that, the trust is gone and the game is over. Make sense? You guys know that. That's why you're still talking to me after all this time. You're like, this guy's onto something. I hate doing that. I actually got this amazing voice message yesterday from a top leader, top leader. She's got, 25,000 people on her team. And she said, I hated cold inviting. I despised it. And I've had to teach my team it for years. And I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore. How cool is that? That made my day. Here's the thing, guys. We have a conversation with them so we can find a way to help them. That's it. We want to find a way to help them. We're asking questions. We're looking for a way to help them. And if it can be with your business, home run. But most of the time, it's not going to be right away. Maybe they just need a recommendation. That's the most common thing. A recommendation, great recommendation. Didn't I tell you that just about every purchase is made by recommendation? They need a new dentist. They need a new, place to get their nails done, whatever. I'm just thinking about my wife today. She needed a recommendation for nails today. That happened. See? Could have been one of you guys that could have made her day, built some trust. How can you help somebody? The most thing that happened to me the most, which blew me away, which I never expected, was people asked for me to pray for them. Thanks for reaching out. I could use the prayers today. Oh my gosh. Wow. Talk about an intimate, impactful way to make somebody's day that you didn't expect. Here's the thing. Use the conversations to find a way to help them. Now, as you're having the conversation, every conversation, they say, how are you? You tell them. You tell them what you're doing and why you're passionate about it. Don't hide your business. Don't be afraid. You're not telling them that you're not trying to sell them something. You're telling them what you're doing, why you're passionate about it. Could all you guys answer this question? Why are you passionate about Juice Plus? Why? Can you answer the question? How many of you can? Let me see you nod. Good. That needs to be part of every conversation. I'm passionate. Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. I've been doing this thing. I can't even tell you how rewarding it is because of this. That's part of your conversations, okay? So whether or not they're interested, they understand what you're doing, and you are literally recruiting people into your crusade a little bit at a time. Okay? Now, some people are going to be a little, and I always plant the seed. So, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm passionate about. So, if you ever know anybody who needs help with that, or maybe if you ever want information on it, I'm here to help them. Just let me know. I might need a little more information on it. So in the conversation where I uncover interest, where people are like, wow, that's really fascinating. Wow, that's really interesting. By the way, people will be interested if you're passionate. I told a story recently about a neighbor of mine who has a business. He does in-home hospice care. That's an important business, right? But is it on your list of exciting things to talk about at a cocktail party? Probably not. This guy was so passionate about it. I was so interested. I know so much. By the way, I know a lot about this business now. Why? Because he was passionate about it. So I was interested in learning more. If you're passionate, people will be interested in learning more. Okay. And where there's interest, you invite them. So I'm talking to Erin. She's excited. Wow, that sounds so cool. It's amazing. I wish I had something like that in my life. Well, Erin, if you'd like to learn more about what I'm doing, my team is doing a virtual event tonight on Facebook. You can learn all about it from home. You could be in your pajamas. Doesn't even matter. If you'd like to learn more about it, I can send you that link. She's like, wow, actually, I might want to learn some. That sounds interesting. Great. I can do it from home. Yeah, you can do it from home. Great. Perfect. I'll send you the link right now, Erin, and I'll connect with you tomorrow and see if you have any questions. Just perfect. This is how I would do an invite. Does this make sense? You guys with me? Great. Not, hi, Erin. I haven't talked to you since high school. Would you mind looking at this link and giving me your opinion? Oh my gosh. Some of you laugh because you've done it. I've done it too. All right, so look, she's not on my dashboard anymore, so I have to look her up. So I'm going to show you guys how to log this invite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this. I looked her up in the lookup bar. That brought me to her contact record. I'll click the big blue connect button. Now see where it says invite? I'm going to click that, and I'm going to invite her to, let's call it a business opportunity meeting, right? And then I'll just put on here what it was. It was a Facebook virtual event, or whatever you want to call it. Right. Now, what's cool about this is Teamzy, this is a new feature today release, automatically puts her on my follow-ups list when I do an invite, automatically. So now I'm going to log that invite, go back to the dashboard. Notice that there's a follow-up now set for her. So now I've got an invite logged. Now on my follow-ups list, you'll see there's Erin. So I can't mess this up. Now when she comes due, so my power hour looks like this. Outgoing messages to prospects, customers, distributors. And then I work my follow-ups list. Everybody who I've put on my follow-ups list over the last few days or weeks. So she's on my follow-ups list. I sent her an invite to this virtual event. Now I'm going to follow up and see if she has any questions. So how do I do it? Now, real quick, follow-ups. How am I doing on time? A little over. Sorry, guys. You guys want me to keep going? Okay. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Did you guys know that? All sales, 80% happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Did anybody die just a little bit when I said that? How many of you guys follow up 10 times? Anyone? No, it's hard to follow up 10 times. It's hard. If you don't have a system like Teamzy keeping you super organized, it's very hard to follow up 10 times. But most of you, that's not even your excuse, is it? It's that you don't want to feel like you're an annoying pest. How many of you guys, that's the reason you don't follow up that many times? Yeah. How many of you guys follow up maybe 3 or 4 times and you feel like you really did a good job? I'm here to tell you that 80% of sales happen after the 7th. So you guys are missing most of your sales. So first of all, I'm going to teach you how to do it without being annoying. Who wants to learn that? Okay, you can follow up 10 times my way and never bug anybody. Cool? But first, I need you to have a mindset shift. Let me see, who is passionate about changing lives through this business? Okay, good. I got everybody. All right, Erin, you're doing a good job picking people. Will you be offended if I tell you the products that you represent are irrelevant for changing lives? Oh, that was controversial, Eric. Why is it irrelevant? Because most people aren't buying it. It's completely irrelevant to the people who don't purchase it. True? And if 80% of the people who are interested will only purchase if you follow up 7 to 10 times, and you really are somebody who cares about changing lives, then the only thing that you can do is follow up more. Does that make sense? This is why I always say, write this down, following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Because this is how you help change lives. This is how you love people through the process. You have to follow up more. Failing to follow up is the equivalent of telling somebody, I don't care about you. Now, here's the thing. I know that sounds harsh, and you guys think that you're doing great following up 3 or 4 times, and that's the way you've been taught, and that's fine. But I'm here to tell you, you are sending that message. And think about some time in your life when somebody else didn't follow up with you much, and you felt that way. Oh, I guess they don't care. I guess they didn't want my business. They gave up pretty easy, right? Now, All of the stuff, all of the junk that you create in your mind to justify not following up, I want you to know is made up. She doesn't respect my time. She's not answering me. What a jerk. Her husband is overbearing. That must be it. They're probably broke. I don't think they had money anyways, in money situation. You guys know what I'm talking about? You make that stuff up to justify it. And then you tell your upline when they say, well, how are you doing with so-and-so? They go, wow, she doesn't have any money. She's not a good prospect. You make it up and then they pour concrete in it and you believe it. I am here to tell you this for you guys. People are wired to ignore follow-ups and not respond. It's just, I don't have time to get into it, but most people will not. People who love you, who are excited, who respect you, who have supportive husbands, who have money in the bank, will still not respond to 5 follow-ups 90% of the time. Okay? They're busy, stuff's going on, they just don't. So here's the thing, you have to keep going, but I'm going to teach you how to do it so that you can get past that stage without being annoying. You ready? There's 2 principles. Write these down. Principle 1. When you follow up, never ask them to do anything. Don't ask someone to do anything in a follow-up. Okay? Don't ask them to call you back. That's the worst one. Don't ask them to respond. Don't ask them to RSVP. I know that I am contradicting everything you've been taught, you guys. By the way, none of you raised your hand for following up 10 times, so whatever you were being taught wasn't working. Don't ask them to do anything in a follow-up. Don't give somebody homework because that makes it annoying. Make sense? The second principle is this. Your message should be in a texted format, not a voicemail. Oh my gosh, that's the worst. Not a voice message unless you're singing happy birthday to somebody. Okay? Look, I know there's trainers that disagree with me, but I'm here to tell you the proof's in the pudding. This stuff works. The best is a Facebook message. Second best is text. It needs to be short because they're not going to open the message. They need to be able to see your whole message as a notification on their home screen. See all those notifications? Your follow-up needs to fit in one of those. Why? Because they're not going to open it. They don't want you to see that they've seen it because they're not going to respond. And they don't want you to think they're a jerk for not responding to a message they didn't see. See, if they can pretend they didn't see it, then they don't have to answer it right now because they're too busy. Who does this? All of you do it. They're doing it too. Look, you've texted them this wonderful message and the baby's thrown up on the dog. They cannot respond right now. And they're going to forget about it. But that's okay because all you want to do with your follow-up is you just want to be present in their mind for a heartbeat each day or each few days. That's it. You just want to be present. You want to make their day. You want to make them smile. You want them to know you care and that you're there like you said you would be. What will happen, I'm going to show you how to do it in Teamzy. It's super easy. It's just like sending connects. What will happen is around the 5th or 6th follow-up, you will typically get your first response. Long after 90% of your business, your peers have already quit. You'll get a response that's something like this. You are so awesome. Thank you so much for staying in touch with me. It means the world to me. And I'm sorry I haven't responded. And they'll tell you why. Their life has been nuts for the last... Is life nuts pretty much all the time? Yeah. And do you think Juice Plus is like on everybody's number 1 on their to-do list right now? Probably not. So just be patient and love people through the process. Does this make sense? Yeah. Now, I was once at a training where a top leader said, you know, I'm top 20 and basically I'll follow up 3 times and then it's like, next. And I was like, hey, can I have that list? I would love that list of those people who you talked to 3 times. I would just say, hey, I'm part of this person's team and she asked me to follow up. I'm just going to keep following up with those people. Please send me that list of those people who are interested that you threw away. Oh my gosh, must be nice, right? All right, let me go back in here and we'll show you how to do it real quick in Teamzy and then we'll do a Q&A if you guys have questions. So here's how we do it. Again, I'm going to go to scripts and I'm going to get, oh, I didn't tell you that I already wrote you 10 follow-up scripts following my principles and they're numbered in order. How many of you are excited about that? You don't have to think. Follow-up number 1. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Boom, copy that one. I'm going to send it to her. Change the name. Okay. We're going to send it. Facebook. You guys see how easy this is. Facebook right there. Look, I still have her up. Super easy. Send her the message. Boom. Follow-up message. Bam. She's followed up with. Great. Log it in Teamsy. I'm going to set a new follow-up. Right? Let's follow up in 2 days. So like keep her on my follow-ups. Let's always set the new follow-up. Okay. Boom. I log it. Now that follow-up is logged. See the follow-up right here? Logged. Boom. Follow-up. And she's on my follow-up list now for Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'm going to come in and do the same thing. Click on Erin. I'll go to scripts. I'll get my follow-up script number 2. Okay. And then my follow-up script number 3. My follow-up script number 4, and so on, all the way to 10. I'll keep going. I'll just keep her on my list. Just keep staying in touch with her. Keep touching her. Keep touching her. Keep touching her. Well, after a while, 2 things will happen. She'll convert. She'll join the team or become a customer, or she won't be ready. And I'll just drop her back in my Teamsy flow, and I'll stay in touch with her because a lot of those people will be the next month or the month after that, right? But once she converts, let me show you how to do it. So I'll look her up in my lookup bar to go to her record. Okay. I'm going to log the sale by clicking on sale. Just going to put application fee. That lets me know she joined my team. Great. And now I'm going to take her member type from prospect to distributor just by clicking on it, personally sponsored. Now I've moved her to my team. I'll connect with her as a team member now. That's the process. Connect with people, have conversation, make their day, have conversations, find out how to help them. When they're interested in learning more about the business, invite them to something, then follow up like a pro. You do it every day. Every day you come in here for 30, 40 minutes, you connect with prospects, your customers, distributors, work your follow-ups list. Done. That's it. Teamsy is everywhere. It's in your phone. It's in your computer. Everywhere you go, it's at your fingertips. You can do this everywhere you go. You meet somebody, you put them in Teams, you put them on your follow-ups list, done. Like you don't have to worry about it. It's always there. It becomes part of your daily ritual, and your business will boom. Okay, questions. If you have a question, just unclick, your microphone and go ahead and ask.
Do you have a Teamsy app that's compatible with iPhone or anything like that we can actually work from our phones at times?
We have, we don't have the app. We don't have an app, but we have a mobile website that works just like an app. So you just go to app.teamsy.com on your phone. Let me show it. Let me show you. Let me see here. I'm going to just share my phone. I'll show you what it looks like. Where's my, did this thing die when shoot. Try turning it off and on. It's not gonna let me do it. Do I have another cable? Well, I can show you, sorry, I was gonna share it on my screen, but my trackpad is out of battery, so here's what it looks like on the phone. Can you see it? It's right there. So you can do everything on your phone that you can do on desktop. The only thing that you can't do on the phone is the setup. When you're doing setup, if you're doing a bulk import of a list of names, you need a computer to do that because the phones aren't there yet. Probably in the next year or two, the phones will be able to handle files like that. I know iPhones are starting to handle files now. So anyways, the technology is not quite there yet. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. I had a question.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm the faceless. I can't get my camera to work. But anyway, so the Power Hour, is it just for connecting with people, or does it also include follow-up conversations to discuss and send video? Are you ready to get started?
Okay, so there's 2 parts to the Power Hour. There's sending that initial connect message, and then there's working your follow-ups list. However, you will need to have time set aside in the day to actually have the conversations you started in your Power Hour. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So typically there's 2 approaches, and I've done both. The first approach is the one I did for a while before my wife beat me into submission, which was I just had my phone in my hand and was messaging people 24/7. Right? Which is easy to fall into because when you use Teamsy for about 5 days in a row, you guys, you're going to have a lot of conversations going. Some of you are going to complain. You're going to say, I'm overwhelmed by the conversations I'm having. And then I want to remind you of your why and why you're generating momentum in your business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I learned was if I block a couple of times during the day when I've got it in my calendar that I'm going to respond to messages, it was great. I was able to actually get it all done, and people weren't, people weren't like, why didn't you respond to me, 90 minutes ago when I messaged you? It was fine. So I usually did like a mid-morning block and an evening block where I was responding to messages, and it worked great. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Sure thing.
Eric, do you have any advice for customers that have been on the product for years and years? And, some people I follow up well with and others not so much. Do you have any advice for those who have been on it a long time and the follow-up hasn't been good on my part? I'm kind of nervous, talking to those older customers that have been on it forever and I haven't been good at following up.
We've got I think it's connect number 3 in the scripts, and it's just something like this. It's just like, hey, Linda, it's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? Hope you're doing awesome.
Okay.
That's it. Don't overthink it. It doesn't take much.
Right.
And they're going to say, wow, it's great to hear from you.
Okay.
You don't need to go into, I know I haven't talked to you in years. Thank you for your order. Just say, hey, it's been a while since I checked in with you. How are you? What do you, how are things going? I hope you're doing awesome.
Okay.
With customers, I love this line. Is it in scripts too? Because it's one of my favorite lines, but I always ask customers, is there anything I can do to make your day today? Just, it's been a while since I checked in with you. Thought I'd say hi. Is there anything I can do to make your day today? People are like, wow. And the most common response I get is, wow, you made my day just by asking that. And, what's amazing is how thirsty people are to be connected with, and don't be surprised if people pour their hearts out to you because you open that door a crack. And that's okay. That's part of it. And it's one of the most rewarding things actually about this business is realizing that you have a lot to give a lot of people.
Okay, thanks.
So when you have somebody who's not responding, not opening their Facebook message, not wanting you to see that they've read their stuff, because this happened to me over the weekend.
Yeah.
And how often should I be following up? Which I actually saw her at the gym this morning and just said, hey, how's it going? And she's like, great. I haven't had a chance to look at anything. I'm going to do that today.
Perfect.
So at home, I looked and I saw, oh, she did actually open it up and look. So how often should I be following up with her?
That's great. Now, first of all, here's the cool thing. She saw you. And her first thought was, I need to go read her messages, which means she's been seeing your messages. That's good. And that's the way people are. Oh yeah, I know I need to go do that. I've been busy or whatever, which is great. So you're actually in a perfect spot with her. How often, use your gut. Like when somebody is really interested and we do something together, like a call, or they get on an event, or they watch a video, I will typically follow up 1 or 2, 3 days in a row.
Okay.
With the connect. Then if there's no response, I might back it off a little bit to every few days. And then after a while, it might be every week. I just keep them on my list. You just use your gut as far as frequency goes, but you just want to be present. A week actually goes by really fast. I found that most people who are interested, they typically might take 2 months, maybe even longer before they finally commit. And that's normal. So don't worry about that. And there are people who jump right on board and they're great. But you're always cultivating these relationships and getting people interested and staying in touch with them over time, and they commit. And the people who take the longest tend to be the best builders on your team. The ones that were the most skeptical and reluctant tend to become the biggest believers. It's so funny because the same thing is true with customers. The customer who gets really mad at you has a better chance of being your best customer than somebody who's always been satisfied. Because that struggle in the relationship gave you a chance to show your true colors. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So not that you should go make your customers mad, but I'm saying that when something goes wrong, you have an opportunity to really exceed their expectations as opposed to when everything's always right. And so anyways, I don't even know where I went from that. If I answered your question, I went off on a tangent, but did we answer it okay? Okay.
Go ahead. If someone else had another question, I already asked, but go ahead.
Thanks. I do have a quick question, and I think that you said there's videos and tutorials, but when you're inputting your contacts and everything, is it compatible with Macs? Because I know I've tried to do some other systems where it just didn't come into my Mac. That's my first question. And then if you're doing contacts and Facebook friends and this, that, and the other, and they're in multiple places, are they going to come in multiple times into your Teamsy contact, or are they going to just see one and recognize one and not put the rest, put them in multiple times?
Great questions. Okay, first of all, yes, Macs work. I'm on one right now, and everyone at Teamsy has a Mac.
Yes.
My programmers have every kind of computer, so they don't count, but because they have to work on everything. So yes, everything works on a Mac. But here's what I want you to know. There are tutorials, but if you have any struggle with your imports, you guys, please don't struggle for very long. Just whatever files you get from Juice Plus, throw them on an email to support@teamsy.com, and we'll have it done for you within 24 hours. Just done. We'll do it for you. So don't stress over it. The second question was, does it duplicate when you bring in people from multiple places? Because, for example, you'll have the same people on Facebook that you have in your back office, that you have on your email list at home and whatever. So Teamsy will not duplicate somebody if they have the same name or email address. So 99% of those people will not duplicate. There will be a few, though, that use their maiden name on Facebook and not in Juice Plus, and things like that. So you will get a few duplicates to clean up. We actually just released a duplication tool today that will let you merge those duplicate contacts into one as they come up. So that's pretty cool. That just launched. Well, I announced it today. It launched over the weekend. But up till now, you just would delete that extra. So there's your answer. It will filter out most of those, and then there's a little cool merge tool. You can merge the few that come through extra.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Sure thing.
I had a few more questions if you don't mind. So, okay, so when you're building relationships through this, you're basically just doing it through Facebook messages and texts, correct?
Those are the best two. You can do it however you want.
Okay.
You're going to be meeting people for coffee and doing all the normal stuff too. Okay.
And then when you're connecting with people through Teamsy, there may come a point in the conversation where someone says, oh, yeah, thanks for reaching out to me. Life has been hectic. 3 of my kids are home from school sick and blah, blah, blah. And that's when maybe we can introduce, oh, hey, what have you been doing to help them with your immune system? Would you be open to some options? So that's the point of Teamsy, building connections. And when there's a natural introduction of our product, because we've already built those connections and it comes up in conversation, that's when you would interject.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry,
but Teresa, I would add one thing to that, and that is this. That is, don't be afraid to share just in normal conversation what you do and why you're passionate about it, even if there's no in.
Okay.
Okay. So for example, if I hadn't talked to you since high school and you said, what are you up to? What if this was my situation? Oh, well, I'm a vet. I work with animals. It's my passion. I love helping animals. It's been the most rewarding thing ever being a vet. And it's just, they just bring so much joy in my life. And you're like, wow, what would you say to that?
I would say, wow, how did it become your passion? Tell me more.
You would be interested in that because I'm passionate about it. And what if I said somewhere in the conversation, by the way, Teresa, do you have pets yourself?
No.
Okay, well,
let's say I say yes. Yeah, I do. I have 2 dogs. So,
okay, if you or anyone you care about ever has something go funny with their pets and needs someone to talk to about it, or just ask a question, I'm over at ABC Pet Hospital on State Street.
Okay.
You would be like, wow, that's great to know. Thank you. Right?
Correct.
So I want you guys not to be afraid in a conversation. You're not pushing Juice Plus on them, but you say, one of the things that's so cool is I'm passionate about this for this reason,
Okay.
And so, for me, I always looked for a couple of things. I would tell them my story of losing weight, or I would share with them that I left my job and was home with my kids. Those were the 2 things that I shared the most. I don't know if I told you, Teresa, but I left my job 3 years ago and I've been home with my kids ever since, which is amazing. Wow, really? Why? What are you doing?
Yeah.
I help people build their business by relationship. Wow. Or, you know, I don't know if I told you that this is when I was doing business, that I don't know, we haven't seen each other in a while, but I recently lost 60 pounds. Whoa, how did you do that? Now I help other people do it. So it was not, I wasn't pushing my business. I was just sharing, I was giving them my update and sharing my passion. So don't be afraid to do that. Now, of course, after you've done that, they should know now, oh, well, she helps people with their health and vitality, and she does it with Juice Plus. That's cool. And she's passionate about it. Now, when you're having a conversation and you're saying, oh, I totally feel it. My kids used to be sick all the time. You know, they hardly ever get sick anymore. Right. So now you can talk about it. Does that make sense?
Yes. So we're building, reaching out to new people. Team Z is all about reaching out to other people, building relationships, connections, while at the same time doing our business, thinking of so-and-so to invite to this event because they have immune issues or whatever. So we're still doing maybe what we're still doing, obviously, with our business model, but at the same time, we're bringing Team Z in to create new leads, new relationships, because I've been taking notes, but you know, they got to trust you. There's got to be chemistry and so on and so forth.
Basically, it's everything. It's not just new people. It's everybody you know. Team Z gives you a system to follow, so you don't have to think about it. Helps you connect with everybody you know can use what you have, right? And they know people that need to.
Correct.
So it takes the thinking out of it. You put all your contacts in there, and you just let Team Z keep you connecting with people. And as you're connecting with people, it becomes natural. You're helping people and you're finding opportunities. It just becomes a natural extension of who you are, and your business has a system to follow so that your pipeline's always full.
Okay. So what kind of results or track record does Team Z have?
So the people who are actively using Team Z, what they've been averaging over 90 days is 9 recruits, 21 new customers, and 453 new relationships added to the Team Z.
Wow.
So the big numbers though are 9 recruits and 21 customers in 90 days. I always have them track numbers over 90 days because, as I mentioned kind of casually a few minutes ago, sometimes it takes a couple of months for those relationships to progress to the point where you're following up with them about an opportunity. So I like to look at 90 days. But, you know, if you think about if you could do consistent Team Z for 90 days and get those results and continue to do that compounding 90 days at a time for the rest of your business, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Right? So one thing I want to tell you guys, because I know people are jumping off the call because we've been on a long time. I want to give you one thing to think about as 2 action steps you got to do. One, you got to go get your free trial Team Z. That should be a no-brainer at this point. It's free. Go sign up for it. 2, get a success partner to do the 30-day trial with you. Okay, sideline, down, I don't care. Somebody that wants to do it with you. Pick somebody. Say, hey, let's do this together. Hold each other accountable to do it and get the most out of it. Okay. What I recommend you do with your success partner is take a screenshot each day of your Team Z dashboard when you've completed it. We do this in our boot camp too. And send it to your success partner in a text message or something and say, boom, I'm done. And it's so motivating because you get that and you feel like you need to do it, right? And all of us are wired to do more for someone else than we are for ourselves. That's why this is so effective. But if you do that, if you get your 30-day trial, actually get your contacts in, actually do your action steps, start doing your power hours, having a success partner, you will be amazed at the results you can see in just 30 days.
Thank you.
Sure thing. All right, one more question, and then I've got to go. Got to go put my kids to bed.
Eric, my name is Sandra, and I was wondering if the Team Z program allows you to connect it to all of your technology, like the iPad, the iPhone, and the computer.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Team Z is a cloud-based web application, which means anywhere you have internet or phone service, you can access it. Okay. And so it would be the same on all your devices. So on your iPad, on your iPhone, you would just go to the website and it's there, and you log in and your data is securely there for you.
Great. That sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Well, Eric, I just want to thank you so much for your time. I know that you've seen the chat box just blow up with people thanking you and saying they're going to get started. And, I can tell you that I've just in my 90 days, I've had 23 new customers, and 4 new team members. And you know, I just think it's absolutely, I'm like the Teamzy, like, yeah, you've got to get on Teamzy. It's absolutely changed my business and changed how I do business and really caring more about others than the next goal for me. It's how can I help other people reach their goals?
Yeah.
So thank you so much for creating Teamzy.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for having me tonight. It was fun to talk to you guys and teach some of these things to you guys.
They can follow you on Teamzy on Facebook, right? And learn more. And then, of course, everybody get their free trial. And thank you again. And this will be recorded. And Eric, you'll share with me the recording so I can get it to everybody.
I'll get you the link so everyone can watch it.
Okay. Thank
you all. God bless you.
You were awesome.
Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.